Yo, what's going on, boys? In this video, I'm going to be going through 50 tips and tricks to help you maximize your mechanical skill. This video took about 30 hours to make, so make sure you watch until the end. I'm not going to waste any more of your time, so let's jump in. You have to start full grinding crosshair placement drills. Without good crosshair placement, you'll never see the mechanical improvement that you're looking for. Do edit courses that require you to edit at uncomfortable angles. Repeating a drill like this will extend your mechanical dexterity. Actively train your single tile edits. Tap your edit key and your left click almost simultaneously to make sure you can instantly confirm the edit. Learn the timing and pick up the speed when you're ready. At least 3 times a week, you need to be speed training. Cut your sensitivity in half and go into some sort of repetitive mechanics exercise. Be as consistent as you can with your edits. I personally use Raider's Infinite Edit Tower. Go into your settings and make sure you have Disable Pre-Edit option turned off and Auto-Confirm Edits set to Edit. Figure out the underlying issues behind your mechanical struggles. If you practice what's easy for you and not what you struggle with, you'll never improve mechanically. You can't be skipping out on training. If you have extra time, you need to be doing something that'll test your mechanics. Take the time to find settings that feel really good for you. Hop into creative and get a good feel for what works. Don't be afraid to slow yourself down while training. Manipulating your speed is one of the best ways to learn new binds or practice on the opposite input. One of the best ways to give yourself an advantage when it comes to good mechanics on keyboard is to make sure you have one build on your pinky, one build on your index or thumb, and your last 2 builds on your mouse. This button layout is very well optimized for good mechanics. Learn how to tempo switch with your mechanics. You don't need to be overly fast 100% of the time. The true speed of your mechanics should naturally come out when you're making an aggressive play. Keep your floors rotated horizontally. Having them like this will slightly reduce your delay, and personally it helps me with crosshair placement. If you have an Apex Pro keyboard, make sure to have your keyboard actuation set to 0.1 and the rapid trigger function turned on. The best way to improve mechanically is through constant repetitive training. Use edit maps like Flea's editing dictionary to practice. You need to build good tendencies while you're free building. Notice how extremely mechanical players don't just lazily free build, they still demonstrate fundamental habits every time they build. Just because your mechanics look good doesn't mean they're actually good. Good mechanics are ones that allow you to effectively win fights. It doesn't matter how fast you can edit if you can't use that skill to do anything. Start full grinding piece control maps. Getting used to these scenarios in creative will help your mechanical habits become automated and elevate your mechanical ceiling. Try to have at least 2 low material consuming techniques under your belt. I'll go into more detail regarding these in a future video. Improving mechanically isn't just a matter of moving your mouse or fingers faster. It's about improving your timing so that you can effectively use your mechanics as a tool to close distance, get high ground, or go for a kill. With regards to your mechanics, prioritize quality over quantity in your fights. You need to be disciplined as a player and use every edit and build with a purpose. Thomas HD is a really good example of this. Round yourself out mechanically. If you know you have bad crosshair placement and aren't doing anything about it, you need to be honest with yourself and put in the work to fix it. Too many of us nowadays watch a player and try to mimic their speed. 9 times out of 10, their mechanical pace isn't going to work for you. Find a tempo that forces you to be fast, but also keeps your building and editing consistent. While practicing your mechanics, force yourself to be consistent. It's obviously okay to mess up during practice, but your goal should be to hit as many edits in a row as possible. Start trying to recognize the right times to edit and piece control. This type of knowledge isn't something that can be taught, but through a lot of high-skilled fighting and intensive mechanical practice, you'll gain and be able to apply this knowledge subconsciously. Master your movement. Like I highlighted earlier in the video, optimized binds give you the best chance at becoming very well established in terms of your mechanics. Speed should be one of the last things you apply to your mechanical improvement. Speed isn't a building block, it's a final touch. If you haven't mastered anything slowly, you can't master it quickly. This is common knowledge, but if you're on keyboard, make sure you have scroll reset turned on so you can instantly reset your builds. If you're on controller, change your edit option to both and you'll have really quick 2-button reset. In case you didn't know, you can tag sprint and edit without canceling your sprint. Make sure you're blueprint editing when you're free building. Having your blueprint out allows you to edit your builds from farther away and keeps your sequences flowing from one to the next. Make sure you practice your mechanics on your comp server. Even if you get lower ping on another server, you need to build the muscle memory for your tournament ping. Don't expect your mechanics to change overnight. Mechanical improvement is going to take time, and it's really important to make sure you're prepared for an intensive and challenging improvement process. You can keep editing release on or you can turn it off. It really doesn't matter because you can develop good mechanics either way. But a good guideline to go by if you're not sure what you want to play on is if your ping is above 20, keep it on. Anything below 20, it won't hinder you to turn it off, but with that being said, overall it comes down to personal preference. Make sure you're using the right edit button. The only keys you should be using to edit with are E, F, R, C, V, or G. Any other binds like left alt or shift just aren't optimal for well-established mechanics. Don't copy highly mechanical players' binds or settings. You're your own player. Their feel for the game is going to be different than yours, and it's important that you find what's comfortable for you. Don't blame your ping for your lack of mechanical skill. If you're on playable ping, you can still develop the same mechanical skill as other players who may be on lower ping. Most of the time, the reason behind a mechanical struggle is not 100% ping based. There's usually a skill issue that is present, whether it be timing, crosshair placement, or bad movement. Your mechanics training needs to be an everyday thing. It doesn't matter if you don't feel like it. Do the work and reap the results. Sit at your desk with a good, comfortable posture. Keeping a consistent posture might not seem like a big fix, but keeping your body in a comfortable spot is extremely beneficial for playing effectively. Find a mouse grip and keyboard angle that works for you. Most players have a tilt in their keyboard, but if that doesn't work for you, don't feel obligated to use it. Position your peripherals in a way that benefits you. Every mechanical sequence you do should serve a purpose and benefit you in a fight. If the mechanical aspects of your fighting don't have a good use, it's important to recognize that and change accordingly. This might sound odd, but compare your mechanics to players who are better than you. Find the habits or tendencies they apply to their mechanics and see what habits you have in common and which ones differ between the both of you. If you want good mechanics, you need to be in full control of your mouse or joystick. Developing strong muscle memory is going to take a bit of time, but it's crucial to improving your mechanics. Understand that there's no quick fixes to your mechanics. I've heard of a lot of players using applications like filter keys to make your key clicks faster in an attempt to improve mechanically. The problem with short-term fixes are the fact that they don't highlight or fix the underlying issues, which is the goal of fundamental mechanics training. Overload yourself with intensity when it comes to your mechanics training. Mechanics are an extremely developmental aspect of Fortnite. By training in ways that force you out of your comfort zone, you'll see more direct, and drastic improvements. If you're looking to improve even deeper when it comes to Fortnite, feel free to click the link in the description and join my competitive friend group. Creative is a crucial tool when it comes to refining your mechanics, but you need to have a good mix of high intensity fighting to push yourself and force mechanical improvement. Learn the grid system. The grid system refers to where builds can place relative to your player model position or crosshair position. Things like placing cones over walls, high walls, crossovers, and high ramps are all building grid fundamentals that every single mechanical player has mastered. I'll highlight these a bit deeper in a future video. Make sure to balance out your mechanics training with training that hones in on another aspect of your gameplay. Good mechanics are nothing without a rounded out skill set. Mechanics are a tool that should be used to lead you into winning fights. Training them fundamentally will allow you to be mechanical but also fight at a highly skilled level. Stay locked in with your practice and never lose sight of your mechanical goals. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.